Yeah, I'm pretty pumped up. That championship. That's one of that could be well, that would be by far be the strongest 32 player field.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%. And that's how it's supposed to be.
Oh yeah.
That's exactly what the points is for. Get to the championship. We want to see the best playing each other.
Exactly. TPS reports. We're here. We're ready to go. This is gonna be a fun one. I'm Justin.
I'm Pat.
That's Pat. Pat Dixon. It's just the two of us again. Just the two of us. However that Willie Hart song goes.
That was good.
Dude, yeah, I mean, I haven't heard that song in probably 25 years, but I know little Jaden was it no, it's the other song that's in the music video.
I don't know.
We're completely starting off topic here. All right, so the TPS reports. You can find us on YouTube, on the Pool Series page. Also follow the Pool Series page on Facebook. We're going to be talking about the November 23rd 8-ball event at Blue Rocks. We had 27 players, paid out a total of $2,350. That's pretty awesome for only 27 players. We were done, Pat. What time were we done?
We were done at like 9:33. Like 9:30. It
That's
was crazy.
that's amazing, dude. That is so amazing. I think that's the earliest one for sure.
100%. Earliest one. I think the one before that might have been at Irish Q,
Yeah, Irish
the
Q, the time that we
weekend of
had
APA
17.
cities.
Yeah, when we had 17 players.
Even then, we ended at like 10:30,
Yeah.
10:45, something like that. But this one was, it's so crazy that we were only working with 6 tables, was
Mm,
it?
yep.
And finished at 9:30. We had some
Yeah.
things going on our side for that though.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that we didn't quite have a full field this time, which is always a sad thing, but there were a lot of other things going on and being so close to Thanksgiving. But also, just this is really one of the first tournaments I remember where there weren't really any long matches.
Yeah. Yeah, that
Like,
format. The format with 8 ball, the fact that we didn't do sets this time, we just did a straight race to three, it sped things up a lot. There's so much more pressure on each rack. You know what I mean?
oh
Because
yeah,
if you have two mistakes, there's two racks right there. Your opponent's on the hill. You got to win three in a row now in a tough field.
yeah. And alternating break, it makes it even tougher.
Exactly.
But yeah, I mean, I like no match, like even the Hill matches still seem like they went really quick. I mean, I know I played one Hill match and it still took less than 45 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, and again, it goes to format, but then it also goes, I think, to the type of player we have in the pool series. A lot of offensive players. We got
Yes.
some guys that can play really good defense, but for the most part, we have offensive shooters. So those matches tend to go. It makes sense that they would go a little bit quicker because if we had a bunch of one pocket players in there playing 8 ball, they're hiding a whole lot more.
Oh
But
yeah,
to your point, like me and Clay, we went to the hill, but that match was 35 minutes.
yeah, exactly. I mean, and Clay's going to play pretty much all offensive, especially even an 8-ball. So it doesn't surprise me at all that y'all played that quick. Let me go ahead and read off our sponsors here. Let's go ahead and thank them really quick for all their help and support over the weekend, and just helping support all year long. Dead Stroke Media, obviously, you've been here every step of the way, Pat. Inkwell Design, JC Riggs has been here every step of the way. Dude, I'm telling you right now, that was one of the best trophies. Like that trophy looked really sweet. Furniture Outlet and Consignment, Rod Matthews has been here with us for a while now. Paul Harrison Custom Cues has literally been here since day one. Alpha Apparel, Jesse Link, thank you so much, buddy. He's a new sponsor that we got. Portico Licensed General Contractors, Corey Shimtov, thank you so much, man. We really appreciate you. He's a big supporter. Pool Doctors, Josh Mullenix, glad to see him back on board. He's been with us almost every step of the way as well. Red's debris removal and hauling. Glad to see Red come back. Ready for Red to come and play in another event. And then the Roundabout Grill. Definitely glad to have them on board as well. So thank you to all of our sponsors for this event. We really appreciate you. Can't do it without y'all. Y'all really make this whole thing go around. Pat, go ahead and just give us your overall thoughts on this field because I feel like even though we didn't have a full field, out of the 27 players, I feel like this was a super strong field.
Definitely, I would agree with that. I think we had a new person jump into the money this time as well with Mario
Yeah,
Reyes. I don't know that
yeah.
has he played in ours before and gotten into the money? I don't think so, right?
First time he's played.
First time he's played with us, man.
Yeah,
So shout out to him. I think, uh, we always talk about, the surprises. I think that was a big surprise. I think you could name a couple of the players that could take that spot. Not that he's any less deserving because he was
yeah.
playing very good pool that day. Um, but you just look at the top eight, not even the top eight, the top 16. I mean, any of those guys can be in the money, be top five, fourth.
Absolutely.
So not a
And they
full,
even
but
even below
solid.
that, even below that, you got some players 17 to 24 that I think could have cashed.
Mm-hmm. Got a couple 560s in there, 550s.
Yeah,
Got a 580 down there as well.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah. It was definitely some good players, man. This was a very fun field. On that note, let's go ahead and read off who cashed, and give the people what we think about these players. So we decided to only pay out the top six since we didn't have a full field. So still keeping it around a quarter of the field. First place, taking home another trophy, Mike Davis Jr. This is just becoming a recurring theme here on the pool series. Second place, Hunter White. Glad to see him back, and obviously he was in the money again. Third place, a guy who's four straight times now, I believe, top three, Hank Powell. Fourth place, also his first cash, I believe, in a pool series event, Chris Brower. And fifth, sixth, Justin Clark and Mario Reyes. That's a pretty solid top six, honestly. So let's just start off with you, Pat. Who do you want to talk about? What comes out first, other than Mario that we already kind of mentioned?
I want to mention Craig coming in at seventh,
Yeah,
eighth. I know it's not the money, right? Not
yeah,
technically the money, but it's the money. Okay. Top
yeah.
eight to me in my head, it's always going to be the money in the 32 or, whatever. But it's not a fluke. It's not a fluke. He's a solid player. He can play with the rest of us, like he quoted that day as well. So excited to see him back in there. I will say that,
Craig beat some really good players this time too. Like
yeah,
that. I
who do
think
you,
last tournament, he cashed, but this time he beat a lot, I think, stronger opponents.
I would agree. He beat
Yeah,
you and Chacho, man.
yeah,
That's nuts to me. What happened?
yeah.
Well, I guess we'll talk about it later. But and he lost to
He lost to
Chris
Mario to even
Brower,
the money.
Mario and Chris Brower. Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, both of those guys are juggernauts in their own right. But no, man, he's solid. I'm so happy that he's had the success that he has because now he's going to be playing with us more and he's going
absolutely.
to be following us around a little bit. So I'm really excited to see how far he can go.
Oh, me too. I'm definitely excited. I love seeing players get better, and I love that they're doing it here on the pool series. Uh, Same thing with Mario. Like, I don't really know Mario that well, but I definitely didn't think that he was capable of just coming in first time and getting top six, but he did. So I love seeing that as well. And, shout out to Chris Brower for finally cashing. I know he doesn't really play in too many of our events, but, uh, every time he does play, I feel like he's like getting really close. A couple of one out of the money events, a couple other events where he's been close. So to see him kind of finally strike up there and get fourth place is huge.
No, for sure. And then on some, rather tough equipment, those diamond pockets that we were playing on can be a bit unforgiving.
Yeah.
But not the tightest tables we can play on, but definitely solid tables. But I think it's about time for him, quite honestly. I think too many times, if he has come, we've seen him like 17, 24, 13 through 16.
Yep.
I think we've always, like 90% of the time, when we go through the list of who could have been in the top eight, we always touch his name because
Yeah.
we always feel like he could be there.
Yeah, we definitely do always mention him, I think, most of the time. So that just tells you that we've been expecting this for a while. And
No, 100%.
the top three, man, Mike, Hunter, and Hank. I mean, Hank is he just a top three player now on our tour? Like, I mean, that's four straight times now, top three.
I don't know how you could argue otherwise. I might I might still say no. I'm going to say no because Runal. I
Hmm.
think Runal is that guy. I think Runal bumps out Hank Powell for top three in the pool series, but Hank is knocking on the door. He's right there. I would put him fourth. He's Mr. Consistent, man.
Yeah, and then if you look at the top three in this tournament, it literally goes in order of the top three Fargo players in our that were there. Mike being the highest rated Fargo, Hunter being the second highest, Hank being the third highest. So You could say this tournament basically kind of played out exactly how it was supposed to at the end.
Yeah, absolutely. Minus one other name in there, but I think again, it's just a testament to the new guys coming in
Yep.
playing solid, doing what they need to do to get into the money.
Yeah, I mean, I love seeing new names. Like I mean, two of the six players that cashed, it was their first time cashing in the pool series, so that's pretty amazing. I feel like I think that's pretty good odds. It's 2 out of 6. What is that? 33%.
Bingo. Oh, look at you, good at math.
Yeah, I'm good at something. Yeah, I think we definitely had a fun event, man, and like I said, there was still a lot of races to three really does make it, you know, like you said, every ball matters. Then the finals was one race to five. Hunter
Right.
won the hot seat. Mike came through the loser side after losing to Hunter earlier in the tournament. So I really think I feel like Mike was on a mission after Hunter beat him. Honestly.
I think so. Do you think the way that he was playing versus, before versus after the loss kind of woke him up a little bit?
I think so. Yeah, I think Mike just kind of maybe really wanted to win this tournament. I don't think he was really there to get second place, and once he realized that it could have got over with early, in the day, not being like 3 a.m. I think that kind of gave him a little bit of motivation as well because it's like I can just go ahead and win and get home at a good time because he lives almost 3 hours away.
Right, right, absolutely. Anytime that guy shows up, he's playing. you
Yeah.
know, that man is never fighting for second place. But no, I mean that just kind of shows there's levels to this. He can lose to Hunter White, battle back, and then make sure that he doesn't lose to him again in the championship. And he beat him pretty solidly at 5-2. I think it was the end.
Was it 5-2? Okay, yeah, I couldn't remember if it was 5-2 or 5-3. Yeah, I mean, I think that Mike's
Top
third.
three.
Yeah, 5-3. Was that Mike's third
Top three.
points event win of the year, or was it his fourth?
Uh, well, he's got what, 900 points in the point
Yeah,
standings or 980?
yeah, 900,
So it's
900.
two. He's got 900. So it's 200 points a win.
Yep.
He's
Oh no,
won
you're
at
right.
least
Yeah,
three.
980. Yeah, you're right. 980. Yeah,
980. Okay. So
yeah,
that's, yeah, four. He's probably got four wins. So there's your 800. And he might have placed like second and fourth or something. But he was out of the money one time too. Remember, he went home a little bit early. So he's got at least
yeah.
three or four wins.
That was the non-points event at Fast Action.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I think
But
yeah, I think you're right. I think he won four and then had a second place and a third place.
I think that's what it was. Because there was one
That's
time I think he got beat early. It might have been Runal that beat him or something like that.
Yeah, Renal beat him. The 8 ball event that Renal won at Irish Q was when Mike got third, and then Mike got second to BJ. So yeah, Mike literally won 4 out of the 6 points events that he played this year.
Come on, man.
You know what we
Come
call
on.
that?
He's the guy.
66. We call that 66.67%.
He's learning.
Yeah, I think that's like a B in school nowadays. That's pretty good.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm just kidding. By the way, I think it's a C plus. I'm being serious about that. Nah, so I mean, good job, man. I mean, this was we loved it. We came back from Smoke and Q a couple of weeks ago where we had Craig Teetelbaum, the bomb, in the money. We also had Brian Curzel, top four. And I feel like, we were just full of upsets that day. We were full of surprises. This tournament, a little less. I mean, you had two new players in the money, but I don't think there were really any big upsets, really, like maybe early in the tournament. But like I said, like I feel like the top three is pretty much what you probably expected from the start of the day.
Yeah, 100%.
And they were
100%.
also they were also the top three players in the Calcutta as well.
They were home. The only players that seemed like in the
Pretty much, yeah.
good this time.
This Calcutta was very small.
Everybody else we just all bought ourselves for $20 and called it a night. Pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. I think
Um,
16. I think 16 of the 27 players, yeah, bought themselves for $20. So that's 11 players went, actually got bid on.
right. Exactly. It's like, hey, if I make it there, at least only spent $20.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Should we go ahead and talk about some players that didn't cash?
Might as well.
All right, so I got three that I wrote down here, and you can kind of agree or disagree, or maybe I leave somebody out that you want to talk about. But first off the bat is Clay Davis. Obviously, I think we expect him in the money every single time, pretty much. He hasn't been there in a while
Mhm.
now, though. He's struggling a little bit, but he finished ninth place. Uh, Second on my list is Brady Norris. First time I've seen Brady, probably the first time you've ever seen Brady, but you know, in the 90s, 2000s, probably easily top five player in the state. Still probably one of the top five, still probably one of the top five one pocket players in the state for sure. But to see him
Mm.
17th place was very shocking to me. But I guess, he says he doesn't play. I guess maybe, it's true. He doesn't play as much anymore. And then the third player that I was kind of surprised I didn't cash was Liam Wynn, who finished 13th. I was kind of surprised by that as well. I think Liam plays really good eight ball, and I just kind of always expect him in the money. I think he finds a way to win matches. He doesn't quit. He grinds. He loves the long match. He loves the long day. So it was kind of surprised not to see him cash. Those are the three that I had. I don't know. Do you agree? Disagree? Anybody that I left off?
I like all of those. I think you got some good points for all three of them, especially Liam. Liam
Yeah.
definitely always finds a way to win.
Yeah.
Um, I would say probably Rico.
Yeah.
I feel
Rico.
like yeah, I was gonna, Rico. I feel like he's just got such a strong game, and he's a great shot maker with good cue ball control. So eight ball would seem to fit his style of play a lot more shots on the table. Um, so to me, that might be another one that I would add to the list of people that I thought was going to make it into the money this time.
Yeah, he definitely was in my thoughts on that one. And let's talk a little bit about Brady, though. You watched Brady play. I
Hmm.
believe you watched Brady play. What did you think?
Hmm.
I mean, was it? I mean, I don't know if you had heard anything about him because you had no idea who he is, right?
I had no idea who he was. I just remember somebody said something about like, oh, he can play. He was
Yeah.
actually really good. I can't remember who said that. They put that in my ear, but never heard anything about him before that. Being able to watch him play, what stood out immediately was the speed at which he plays, his cue ball speed. It was so consistently pocket speed on every shot. Like you just watched the cue ball loft over
Oh
to
yeah.
the next, ball that he was trying to shoot in position.
And that's one
And you
pocket.
could
That's one
tell
pocket style.
bingo. And then that's the next thing that came out. I was like, oh, this guy obviously plays some one pocket the way that he approaches and shoots and moves the cue ball around just a little bit. So you can tell that there was something there. You know what I mean? Maybe it's not where it is now because nobody beats Father Time, but you can definitely tell that that man, he knows how to play. So it's always fun, man. I love seeing new players.
Yeah, and
I love
it's
not knowing who this guy is, and he comes in there and he just starts,
I just
orchestrating
love.
everything that's happening.
Yeah, I just love because you're really newer to the pool game. I mean, uh, I know you've kind of been around for a few years now, but that's still really new.
Yeah.
So it's really awesome, when we get some of these tournaments and you see players that I haven't seen. And I mean, literally, that's probably one of the first. I can probably count on one hand how many tournaments that Brady has played in the last like 10 years. So
Wow.
it's good to see players like that come out and for you to get a chance to kind of see who they are because, I feel like you should know them. You should know that at one point in time, Brady was, one of the top handful of players in the state.
Yeah. No, absolutely. It's all that's it, there's how do I want to phrase this? There's not too much that's better in the pool community than those kinds of experiences, you know. So I always appreciate them.
Yeah, for sure. Because I mean, you also, you've missed out on even some of the current players that are playing just in other cities. Like when we had Scott Roberts for the first time, like, you didn't
Right.
really know who he was, I don't think, but we had to tell you like, hey, he's really good. Like Liz Taylor when she came down last year, like I remember
Bro.
Pat, like Pat, she's a really good player, and you had no idea, you had never heard of her, you had never, you know,
Right.
seen her name or anything.
Right. I'll throw Guama in that list. I'd
Yeah,
never heard his name before until we went up there to Brass Tap. Josh Roberts never heard
yeah,
his name before we went up there to Brass Tap.
yeah,
Being able to see the current juggernauts play right now in their prime. Man,
yeah. I
it's great.
mean, yeah, Josh Roberts and Guama are both easily probably. I mean, they're easily top 30 American player, if you want to call them American. They're top 30 in the country, probably.
Right.
I mean, Josh is definitely American. I don't know if you consider Guama, he's lived here for a while, but, I don't know where he would
Is he Puerto
fall.
Rico?
No, he's from
Or was he
Venezuela.
Dominican Republic?
Venezuela.
Venezuela? Oh no.
Yeah, yeah. But he
I
lived
mean,
like I think he lived in New York and now here in North Carolina.
we got him. We taking him. He with us now.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, it's good. It's good for you to learn who these players are, and it's good when they come out and play. So I was fun. I was excited when Brady said that he would come and play. I was really hoping he would go on a good run in the tournament, but it was still good to see him. Hopefully, maybe he comes back next year. Maybe he decides that he likes it and wants to get back into pool a little bit. And I told him that we were going to be doing a few one pockets next year, so maybe
Mm.
he'll make some appearances in those.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, man. How many more pockets we planning on doing? Can we let the people know?
Yeah, I think we're going to do 3. Yeah, that seems to
3 1
be where we're
pockets.
at right
Okay.
now. Yeah, yeah. So that'll be good. One other person that I thought would cash that I didn't
Hmm.
mention yet, and I've talked about this for probably about the last month and a half, and that's a guy that finished in 17th place. That's you, Pat. Pat Dixon. I thought that you were going to cash. I told you like maybe a month and a half ago. I said that will be the time that you cash. And
You said it.
I'm gonna go ahead and read off how your tournament went, and then I'll kind of throw in my 2 cents and then let you speak on it. So yeah, you finished 17th. You lost
Hmm.
3 to Hank Powell, and then you lost 3-2 to Clay Davis. Toughest draw that you've had yet, by far. Maybe the one in Raleigh maybe was a little tougher when you played Josh Roberts,
No.
or did you play Palmer?
Well,
Yeah, who did you
when I
play at
played
that?
Josh Roberts, yeah,
Play Josh Roberts.
I
Yeah, I don't
played
remember who you played.
Josh
Who did?
Roberts second. The first
Yeah,
guy I played, he was a younger cat mustache. He's ranked. He was like a 570 something Fargo. Jake
yeah,
something, Blake something,
Justin Ward, I think.
Justin Ward.
Yeah. So yeah, this one was definitely tougher. I mean, honestly, man, playing Hank first round, that's a tough one. But it looks like you responded pretty well getting to the hill against Clay. So, I mean, props to you because you could have easily just rolled over and been like, well, I guess I'm done and just lost 3-0 to Clay as well. But, to show a little bit of fight there, that's awesome, dude. But yeah, sorry I thought this was going to be your
Couldn't
first
hit it
cash
one more
win.
time, huh?
Yeah.
Couldn't
Yeah.
hit generate one more time.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry about that,
Next
dude.
time
But
you see it, you. No, I'm just kidding.
yeah. Well, go ahead, Pat. Tell us, how your matches went, man, and tell us, what your thoughts are.
Sometimes you look at the scoreboard after a match, and it doesn't necessarily dictate. Like it doesn't really represent what actually happened during the match. Well, that wasn't the case with Hank Powell. That's exactly what happened during the match. It was a 3-0. I just couldn't get going.
Yeah.
I just couldn't get going. I was cold.
And now, are you
They.
starting to see?
Mm,
Are you starting to see now? Why I always say it's good to play like maybe like a weaker opponent in the first round. Like, like you want to start off with an opponent where you're favored. Like, because I feel like
absolutely.
maybe you said in the past where you want to just, you know, like you don't mind or whatever playing good players from the start, but I've said, it's always helpful if you play a match in that first round where you pretty much know you're going to win.
Yeah. I I don't disagree. I still feel the same way that I feel where I don't care. I'll
Yeah.
play Hank again first round. Would I rather play William Wood? No disrespect to Woody. You know what I mean? We're
Yeah.
we're, we're a little bit more. It's a little closer. You know what I'm saying? Than me and freaking Hank round one. So yeah, I'd definitely rather have it. But you know how it goes. But yeah, I mean, to your point, I didn't want to take that into the match with Clay. So I was really just mentally trying to make sure that I left that where it was and just try to play my best and see what happens on the other side. And I do feel like I did that. I felt like I played very, very well against Clay. I just ran into a couple moments where I made more mistakes. It's pretty much what it came down to. But I was happy that I put myself there. I was in a
Oh
position
yeah.
to win. Um, so I mean, the result is what it is, but I'm happy with the way that I responded and played against Clay.
Yeah. Anytime you can get on the hill against a better player, you got to be able to live with that. No matter what happens in that last game, or no matter, even if you make a huge mistake at some point in the match, just to be able to get on the hill against a player, especially that much better than you, I feel like,
Right.
you just got to be like, you know what, like that's awesome. Like pat myself on the back a little bit. Like let's use this as a building block. Like this is like,
Exactly.
this is the ground level of Fortnite. Like that's my first build. Like let me go with that.
Always being topical for the kids. I love it.
Yep, and I have no idea how to play that game. So there's that. Nah, dude. I mean, yeah, dude. That's just a tough tournament for you, man. I mean, honestly, like it sucks because, like we said, this was a tough field. I mean, I don't think there were too many players. You know, there wasn't really too many players where you could have drew in the first round where it's like, hey, I'm definitely going to win. Like, obviously, there was
Yeah.
way better options than Hank, but sometimes that's just how it goes, man.
Yeah. No, I mean, you're exactly right because am I the favorite against Chris Clark? Am I the favorite against Chris Brower? Am I the favorite against Zig, Todd Milam,
Yeah.
Rico, Kyle Sherrill? I'm not the favorite against any of them.
No, but
You know
those
what I
are
mean?
all
To
close
your point.
matches. Yeah. Those
No,
are all probably pretty close
I'm
rounds.
agreeing, I'm
Yeah.
agreeing with you. You know what I mean? It's different than having to draw Hank Powell, but I'd still rather I'll take any of those other guys, you know what I mean, first round. But it's all good. It's always that's the whole reason why I started this, man. It's a learning and growing experience, you know?
Yeah. I mean, there's only about 7 players in the tournament that had a lower Fargo than you. Six players. So, yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
let's move on to
Strong
my
field.
tournament now. We kind of skipped over me when we were talking about the money players, which, I don't blame you. I probably was I'm the least attractive out of those 6. So there's that. Um, fifth place for Justin Clark. Here's how the tournament went: 7 matches. First round, 3-0 win against William Woody. Second round, 3-0 loss to the bomb, Craig Teetelbaum. Then beat Carlos Torres 3-0. 3-2 win against Rico Gonzalez, 3-0 win against Chris Clark, 3-0 win against Jacob Brooks, and then 3-1 loss to Christopher Brower. Pat, just go ahead. I'll let you speak first before I give my thoughts on my tournament.
Well, it sounds like the bomb was your great white. You know, you lost to him and then you woke right on up.
Yeah.
What is going on? I mean, dude, solid tournament. I feel like there's been so many tournaments where we always talk about how we're surprised that you're not the money, but you're like, 9th through 12th or whatever it is. Like you're pretty close. You're supposed to beat Woody. I think it would have been good if Woody would have got a rack off of you. I don't think he's not a buck or he can do that. That's a possibility for him to go 3-1. What happened with Titlebound?
The Baum.
The
That was
bound. What happened with the bound?
that was just one of those matches. I missed one ball and just like it was like the same match. It was almost the same thing as what happened with Chris, where just with Chris Brower. It was just like every rack, was just at their advantage from the start, and I
Mm,
just couldn't get a good enough save or get in good enough position to make that shot that needed to be made or play that safe that needed to be played. So, I mean, good, shout out to Craig. I mean, he didn't give it back to me. Like when it was time for him to run out, he ran out. But yeah, I mean, it just kind of, sometimes in eight ball, the racks just fall in a certain person's favor, and
mm,
that's just kind of how I feel like uh, both those matches went. And when they fall that way, if you don't miss a ball, you're going to win. And if you're on
yeah.
the other side, you have to make a key shot or play a key safe. And I just didn't do that in either match.
Was there a particular moment where you felt like, okay, it's on? You know what I mean? Like that you felt in stroke and because I mean, you turn around and you 3-0 Carlos Torres, you take Rico to the hill. You always talk about how it's difficult to play against your friends and stuff like that. So that makes sense. And then Chris Clark, Jacob Brooks, both very strong players. You 3-0 both of them. When did it click? Or did it ever click? Were you grinding through?
Man, it was probably I think Rico might have been up 2-1 on me, and I had a nice out
Mm,
to get on the hill. And I think that was when I was like, you know what, I'm playing pretty good now. Like, and I think the Hill game, I think I might have broken ran, or maybe he draw broken. I got out.
mm,
Either way, he didn't shoot. So that was kind of when it started. Then Chris Clark just, you know, shout out to Chris, love the guy, but he had no chance. I mean, I don't think I didn't miss a ball against him. Jacob Brooks. Jacob Brooks had the same problem that I had in both my losses, where 2 out of 3 racks against Jacob, just the balls laid out where he had to make a crazy shot,
yeah.
and he just missed it both times, and I got out. That was really the only difference. Like the one other rack I broken ran on him, but yeah, it was just 2 of the racks. It was just I broke, the balls were way in my favor, and he couldn't play a good enough safe. And then the last rack, he broke and the balls are way in my favor, and he tried to, he had to make a crazy shot, and he just happened to miss it, and I got out both times. I mean, like I said, that's just how eight ball is sometimes, where you cannot make a mistake, and still lose, and it's like, okay, well, it happens.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Well, good for you, man.
really,
Fifth place. That's awesome.
yeah, I mean, really, honestly, like, yeah, like I said, shout out to Chris Brower too, because I mean, he literally played perfect. And Craig Titelbaum played perfect, but I felt really bad for Woody playing Woody first round because me and him have played a few times in the pool series, and this might have been the best that I played on him. He missed one shot, and our match took 15 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, I had a break and run the second. No, first rack he draw breaks, I run out. Second rack I
Mhm.
draw break, he misses the first ball, I run out. It's 2-0. It's been like 6 minutes.
Wow. Good
Yeah,
gracious.
yeah, and then the last rack, I don't remember exactly what happened last rack. We had a little bit of a defensive battle, and he ended up letting the ball get a little loose, and I got out.
Hmm.
Yeah, it was just
So
yeah,
that and that's up damn. And that's also another reason why, we talked about earlier how quickly we ended. So I
mhm,
do like that we've been talking about to going to the sets format for eight ball as well. It
yeah,
brings some uniformity to the format. So you always know that it's going to be a best of three sets, whatever the game is, for the most part, unless you do like one
yeah,
pocket or something like that. Maybe some things change, but you got best of three sets, and then it's going to be a race to two.
yeah. I think so. Yeah, yeah. That's what we did the very first time we ran an eight ball event. So I think we should go back to that just because it makes it a little longer, but it also still gives everybody a chance.
Yeah, I agree.
Because
I like that change.
honestly, if you look at my matches, say we just did a race to four, right? If you look at my matches, I'm not sure that changes any of the outcomes.
Mm,
Like I really don't. Like, I mean, I'm still probably gonna beat Woody. Um, Probably still gonna lose to Craig, probably. I'm probably still beating Carlos Torres. Rico, maybe you could say that would be a little different, maybe because it was only a 3-2 win, but I still feel like I probably win. Chris Clark and Jacob Brooks, 3-0, 3-0. I don't see them coming back, from that deficit if it's only a race to four. And then Chris Brower beats me 3-1. I still don't know if I come back and win that either. So, but if you do the sets, then it's only like, okay, like, it's only one set and they still have a chance.
right. Exactly. I'm thinking the same thing as you. I think if it would have been sets play, it would have been the same outcome for myself as well. I don't beat Hank Powell, and I probably don't beat Clay because I would have needed that first set.
Yeah,
I would have needed that first set to ultimately plan on taking the sets to the hill as well. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
Him going up a set on me is a mountain to climb, because now I gotta win these next two. So no, but it's gonna be a good change. Even still, it wasn't bad. Like I feel like a race to three was still okay, given that it's eight ball and it worked out great.
Anything can happen. It just worked out where nothing, it was all just kind of how it went.
Yeah.
Let's go to our stream matches here, man. We had a great stream. I think we had a lot of good matches. Great commentary most of the day by you, Pat, and Rico. Y'all kind of stuck it out for most of the day. We had 14 matches on stream, though. 14's a lot this time. I'll go ahead and read them all off, and then I'll let you speak first on which one kind of sticks out to you. So, first round, Mike Davis 3-1 over Jacob Brooks. Second, or also first round, Hank Powell 3-0 over you, Pat. Second round, Chris Clark 3-1 over Brady. Barry McDonald 3-1 over Todd Milam. Third round, Mike Davis 3-1 over Chris Clark. Chris Brower 3-1 over Craig Titelbaum. Hank Powell 3-1 over Barry McDonald. Final four winner side, Hunter White 3-2 over Mike Davis. Hank Powell 3-1 over Christopher Brower. Fifth place match, Chris Brower 3-1 over Justin Clark. Hot seat match, Hunter White 3-1 over Hank. Fourth place match, Mike Davis 3-1 over Chris Brower. Third place, Mike Davis 3-1 over Hank Powell. And the finals, Mike Davis 5-3 over Hunter White. Pat, I'll let you speak first. Which match kind of sticks out to you for whatever reason? Maybe it was the best one. Maybe it was the most shocking. Maybe it wasn't as good as we thought it was going to be. Whatever reason, which one sticks out to you?
Probably Hunter White versus Mike Davis, and then Hunter winning 3-1 to send Mike to the loser side. I think that's the one that sticks out the most because I think at that point, Hunter might have been playing his best pool of the night. That was probably his most complete match is in terms of ball pocketing, positional play, and yeah, probably those two things. It really felt like today was going to be the day that he was going to beat Mike. I kind of figured Mike was going to make it back to the final, even when he lost. Just kind of clawing back, really powering through the B side of the bracket. Um, so I thought that the final was going to be a lot closer than what it was with the way that Hunter was playing. So that match was kind of like a almost like a marker in my mind. Like if Hunter wins, remember this match right here when he beat Mike.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I think that the Final Four winner side matchup between Hunter and Mike, I think that was the best match of the day. I think that was the one that really sticks out just because, like you said, of how good Hunter was playing. I really thought at that point it was Hunter's tournament to lose. I think, no offense to Hank, but I felt like Hunter was going to beat him for the hot seat after that. And then I felt like Hunter was going to beat whoever got back to him. Surprisingly, it didn't work out that way. But yeah, I think that was kind of Hunter's moment where it was like, okay, I beat Mike. It's time to get going. But I mean, yeah, that was definitely by far, I think, the most well played, the best well played match. I didn't really see too many mistakes in that match. So that
Right.
was, yeah, that was a very good match to watch. That's definitely one that will be viewed by millions of people on the Pool Series YouTube channel. Man, honestly, I don't know if there was really the only other match really, honestly, on the stream that really caught my eye. That was just maybe going into the match where I was like, oh, this one needs to be watched. Was Chris Brower and the Bomb, Craig Teetle. I just felt
Mm-hmm.
like at that point, it was like, okay, we're going to see if what Craig did a couple weeks ago was a fluke or not. And we're going to see if Chris is finally going to get to the money. And I just don't know if that match really lived up to the hype that I had built it up in my head.
Okay. Okay. Why not?
I feel like neither one of them really played perfect in my mind. I think they both, if I remember correctly, I believe they both kind of made a couple of mistakes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. And I would agree. I would say that while I actually wouldn't say that I was disappointed in it. I understand what you're saying, but I would still say that one guy is fighting to get into the money at that point. If we had a full field, they're both there. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So for me, still thinking about, even though it wasn't a full 32 man, I still think about it from that perspective. If this was the 32-man field, then Craig would have made it into the money again for not just again, but consecutively.
Yeah.
So for me, that validates him. You know,
Oh
that
yeah,
that,
no,
that
for
puts the
sure. Yeah.
stamp on it that it's not a fluke. To your point,
But no, but
um,
you see what I'm saying though. If he went into that match and lost 3-0 and missed a couple balls and
right,
yeah, yeah.
right. Like if he just crashed out, you know what I mean. So to your point, the fact that he did get a game out of that, it wasn't 3-0, it was 3-1, speaks
Oh, for sure.
volumes, especially with how well, like you were saying, that Chris was playing that day.
No, for sure. And I think after that, Craig rebounded by beating Clay. Yeah, sure enough.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
next
beat
after that,
Clay.
he
He
came
took
around and
Clay to
beat
the
Clay.
hill and beat him.
Yeah, yeah, that was the very next match.
Crazy,
So
man.
Craig responded really well. There was a couple other matches I feel like maybe didn't live up to. Well, there was at least one other match I feel like didn't live up to the hype, and that was the one with Brady Norris in the second round when Chris Clark beat Brady 3-1. Big shout out to Chris. That's an upset. I don't care if Brady is at the top of his game or not. I still think that's an upset. So great shooting, Chris. But I don't know. I guess maybe I just wanted to see the old Brady. I think maybe I just kind of wanted it to be like, oh, Brady's at the pool series event. Let's see him play like, he was playing 20 years ago.
Yeah, we all want to see that flash of what was, right? We
Yeah.
want to see it show up for an extended period of time, see that guy get there again.
Yeah. It's kind of like when Mike Tyson comes out of retirement and you're like, oh, yeah, he's about to knock somebody out. And then, he loses on a decision. So, yeah.
Shows his ass cheeks on TV. 150 billion.
I mean that I didn't watch it, and I haven't seen that clip. I saw a picture of it.
You
That's
haven't seen the
one of the
clip?
no, no,
Oh,
no. I saw a picture though. That's the greatest thing I've ever seen.
I saw it live. It was the greatest thing I've ever seen. It
Yeah,
was the funniest thing ever. Vicious win. He turns
yeah. I
around.
mean,
Anyway,
dude, I could care less about that fight. So I literally have watched zero clips. Like, only saw a picture because somebody texted it to me. And I was like, oh, okay. Like, when I don't care about
yeah,
something,
fight was terrible.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
They
I
were
knew it was
terrible. He
him.
didn't
It
miss
was
anything.
yeah, it was entertainment purposes. It was a television show. So good for them.
Exactly.
Another
Exactly.
match, one more match on stream I want to mention really quick. And then if you got any more that you want to mention, but Barry McDonald versus Todd Milam in the second round also. I'm
I
waiting for
think I was
Todd.
playing Clay during that one.
Yeah, okay. So they both played pretty well. Nothing about how they played or anything. I'm just waiting for Todd to win a match on the stream.
He hasn't won a match on the stream.
I don't think so. I think that's his fourth time, and I think he's lost all of them.
And you remember who he's played?
Yeah,
Probably not.
he played Greg Dix, Eddie Little, and somebody else that's pretty good.
So say, so
Yeah, yeah.
would you give him like how
Oh,
close are those matches?
Monic Surrey was the other one
Monik
that he.
Suri?
Yeah,
He the wow, who's he closest to? Probably Monik?
yeah, probably.
Yeah. And I wouldn't say, that he's the favorite in any of those, but to your point, I mean, hey, that camera puts pressure on people. I
Yeah,
don't know
for
if it
sure.
does for him, but it definitely adds,
Oh no,
10
he's
pounds of
told me
pressure.
he's told me it puts the pressure on him. So I'm just waiting for him to get over that hump because we've seen Todd make the money a couple of times, and I feel like he should be. I feel like anytime he's in one of our tournaments, it should be close to him being in the money.
Is he coming to the championship?
Oh yeah, he will be there,
Yeah,
and
okay.
that's a
So
yeah, and that's a great segue into what we got coming up next in about a week, about or whenever y'all hear this, it'll be about a week. The Tour Championship, December 7th at Smoke Q. The top 32 in the points, they are all invited. As we have said, Todd Milan will be there, obviously. The points winner, congratulations to Mike Davis, winning the very first pool series points championship. Second place, Ronald Bott. Third place, Clay Davis. Justin Clark finished seventh. Just throwing us out there, Pat, to see where we are. Pat, you finished 20th. Congrats, buddy, on a top 20 finish. Man, how much are we looking forward to this tour championship?
cannot wait. Cannot wait. I almost woke my kids up because I'm slamming my arms down in this chair right now. Dude, I've been excited for this tour championship since we talked about it in the summertime. I
Yeah.
just had it on my calendar marked, made sure that unless I birthed another baby, okay, I'm not missing this tour championship. The
Yeah,
weekend's
there's
blocked off. Don't talk to me.
well, I'm just going to go ahead and read off some of the top names that could be there. Mike Davis, Renald Bott, Clay Davis, Eddie Little, Hunter White, Hank Powell, BJ Ussery, Jeff Abernathy, David Anderson, Clint Clark. Okay, that's it. We'll stop there. Jeff Pate. Yeah. All those names could be there.
I gotta pull it up. I gotta pull up the list right now. That's a crazy field.
Yeah,
I
and that's
have I want all of them there. I want all
yeah.
of them.
Yeah, as far as so the only name so far that we know that will not be there will be Larry Hughes, who finished tied for 23rd in the points. He has said that he will not be there, so we will have at least hopefully the other 31 there.
I hope so. I tell you who will show up, Justin. Okay, this guy. I'll
Yeah,
be there. All right, 10 in the morning, ready to go.
and I
Man,
will
we got
probably
some
be
names
there
on this
also.
list, dude. Good. I wanna shout out Woody.
Yeah,
I want to shout out Woody, bro. He has come to almost every event,
he's
just about
been
every
at
points event that
every.
we had.
I believe him and Rico are the only two that played every points event.
Wow, that's incredible. So shout out to Rico and Woody, man, for showing up, support the pool series, playing in every
Yeah,
event. Shout out to Woody as well. You know, his perseverance. And it's not like he hasn't won matches. He's won matches,
yeah, he's won a couple. Yeah,
putting himself in a position to be there in the top 32, man. That's awesome.
no, those couple matches that he won is pretty much what got him in the top 32.
Bingo. So it's not like you can just show up. You got to win something sometime.
Yeah, I mean, if you just show up every time, he would have had 100 points, which actually still would have got him in. He would have been tied for 32nd, so we would have had a 33
Wait a
player. uh, I will mention this. Uh, your whole Masters team qualified.
Give him the smoke, baby. That's what we
Yeah,
do. Okay. Kyle Sherrill, myself, Rico Gonzalez, Brandon the Bear Mullis. All right. In the house.
I will also
One of us
mention
is going
that
to get in the money.
what
somebody from our Masters team is going to get in the money in this championship.
I like that. I like that prediction. Can I predict that? Can I predict that somebody from my Masters team will be in the money? Because my team also qualified. Shout out
Say
to
your
Jeff
Masters
Pate.
team, dude.
Shout out to Jeff Pate, David Anderson, and Christopher Brower. Can I say one of us will make
Oh,
money?
you should. We can say whatever we want. Hell,
Yeah. No, dude, it's gonna be a super fun tournament. Look at so there's two people that finished three people. There's three people that literally finished 10 points out, which tells you,
mm,
hey, just show up. You could have showed up to one more event, got those 10 points even by going two and out. Carlos Torres, Nate Frink, Alan Profit could have just showed up one more time. And then we got about six people that were 20 points out. So goes to show you, man, sometimes just showing up and get you qualified because this is a huge event. 2,500 added. That's awesome.
it's fantastic, man. 2,500 added. The Calcutta's going to be nuts that day.
I would
You
imagine.
know, 9 ball, race of three, best of three sets. Finals is going to be a race of four, best of three sets. It is going to live up to all of the hype. Okay, there will be something crazy is going to happen. I can feel it already. There's going to be some big upset. I don't know who. I don't know how. But just
I like
quote
it.
me right now. There's going to be an upset that happens here, and we're going to be talking about it all the way through. Uh, Pool series starts 2025. This will
Yes.
be the topic.
Yeah, we'll be starting back 2025 in February. Who's your just quickly? Who's like your prediction to win the tournament?
Who's Jay coming?
I mean, he's top 32, so he is invited. He has not said that he's not going to be there.
Uh, I'm going with Mike Davis. I think
Mike
Mike Davis
Davis
is going to win it all. Yeah,
over
I think
BJ.
Mike Davis is going to win it all. I think he's going to beat BJ, and I think he's going to win it all.
Well,
I think we are going to see the best Mike Davis that we've seen so far. As hard as that may be to believe.
well, it would only be fitting that the regular season points champion wins the tour championship. Just a clean sweep for him would be that would be a great way, I think, for our very first points year to finish off.
It'd be like the '85 Bears or the '82 Dolphins, whichever one Marino was on,
70,
or the
oh,
old guy,
82
'72
Dolphins.
Dolphins. Those
Yeah.
guys. Those guys.
The
Yeah.
undefeated season. Yeah. Um,
Like them.
so what do you think overall, the points? Now that the points is officially over, what do you think, Pat? It's been a success. Are we ready to do it again next year? We're gonna run it back.
The points are, I think, a huge success. We have to run it back. I think it's only right, especially with the expansion that we're doing. We're going to be in Raleigh. We're going to be in Statesville. We're going to be at Smoking Cue in Charlotte, and who knows where else as the
Yep.
year goes by. Somebody's always opening up something somewhere.
That's right.
Um, so bigger and better next year, man. We got to change the top 32 to the top 64 if we're going statewide.
Yeah, absolutely.
I like the amount of points that we do.
Yeah.
First place, second place, third place. I don't know if that needs to change. Except if we do an event that might be a 2 day, 64-man event, something like that, then maybe we adjust the points a bit. But nah, man,
It would
love
have
the
to be.
points. This is what it's about.
Yeah, and I'll shout out though, man. We had 109 different people play in our points events this year. It's a
Shout out
lot.
to y'all.
That's a lot of people, man. It's a lot of
No,
people.
that's great. Just what do you guess if we're gonna do next year? I think we'll have 300.
Ooh, no, I don't know if we grow that much. I would love that. Trust me, I would 100% love that. But I think 200 I think is a good number.
Two? All right.
Yeah.
Just remember this moment.
Because if you include our one pocket tournament, if you include the three events that we had that weren't, no, I'm sorry, if you include the four events that we had that weren't points events, we had the anniversary tournament at Smoke and Q, we had the one pocket
Mhm.
tournament, and then we had the tournament at Fast Action and the tournament in Brass Tap. We did have about 180 players.
180. That's
Yeah,
fantastic, man.
yeah,
So not, and especially with everything becoming a points event, unless we do something like 31st anniversary smoking cue, you know what I mean?
yeah.
But um, then yeah, man, I think we could see those kinds of numbers.
I think so too, man. I'm excited. I'm excited. It's been a fun year. I'm glad you've been a part of it. Glad I've been a part of it. Glad all you people watching have been a part of it. Hopefully, you become a bigger part next year. Pat, I think we've talked about as much as we can about this 8 ball tournament at Blue Rocks.
I think so. Let's put it to bed. 0-2, no big deal. The championship is here. It's
Yes.
the final frame. It's what we've all been waiting for, man. It's going to be a fantastic event. I wish I could sleep for a week and wake up and it'd be Saturday morning, December 7th, but here we are.
Yeah. Sometimes I hate how long we would have to wait between our tournaments, but sometimes that's what makes you enjoy it even more.
Bingo.
So it's gonna be a fun time. All you people pay attention. We'll be live streaming that event, obviously, and it's gonna be a lot of fun at Smoking Q. But for now, TPS reports. Check us out on YouTube. Check out the Pool Series page on Facebook. Check out the Pool Series page on YouTube. Pat Dixon, any famous last words?
See you at the chip.
That's what I say, man. Check y'all later.